What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, Angel Rodriguez, and we are NYCTalking.com podcast.
The city of New York, Boricua from the Bronx.
Today, my guest is...
Hi, my name's Sydney Brett. I am from New York and I live in New York City. I am a model, philanthropist, and I work in fashion PR.
One of the things that stood out to me most was the anti-bullying stuff. You want to talk about that first?
Yeah, definitely. So I have a learning disability, which is dyslexia. When I was younger in school, I got bullied because of that, not only by my peers, but my teachers as well. And I knew I wanted to turn a negative experience into something positive and help others as a result of that. And that's where my nonprofit, which is a 501c3, was born, that I started in high school when I was around 16 years old, and now I'm 22. So I've been doing this for a while now, and I really enjoy helping others. My nonprofit is teaching kids just to be kind and to be confident in who they are, while also teaching parents, schools, and educators what to look for if their child is being bullied.
You mentioned that the teachers bullied you as well?
Yeah, it was more, it's not like they're on the playground and they're gonna fight me. It was more their words, and they would say, my dog is smarter than you, and make a lot of comparisons that I don't think any teacher or educator should. My nonprofit does a variety of things, but what I mostly do is go into schools and talk to students. And when I talk to these students, I don't know who's who. If there's someone being bullied, if there's someone that's the bully themselves, I'm talking to everyone and teaching them the importance of kindness and how we can do that, and how our words really have a significant impact on others.
Like, have you gotten any feedback from the children?
I think people take the message very well. I've never had someone come up to me and said that they bullied others, and my words have encouraged them to do the opposite. But I have had teachers and educators come up to me and praise me on what I am doing, which feels really good. And this past back in May, I talked to a school in my school district, and I talked to about over 500 kids in one day from preschool to 5th grade, and one of the people that happened to just give me feedback was a teaching assistant that I had when I was in kindergarten or 1st grade, which was like a very much a full circle moment. That's so nice. Yeah, I think it's important to have good teachers in your life, and that's another thing that what you were saying before about how you weren't comfortable in your school and wanted to drop out. That's another thing that we kind of address, and I'm merging together. I'm trying the importance of anti-bullying and mental health awareness. A lot of the times I think that the bullies themselves are struggling from some form of mental health and they might not know it, and the kid that is being bullied, they definitely are struggling from self-esteem issues and confidence, but might not know it yet, but will have to deal with that down the line. So that is something I implement into my programs as well.
You're very active in community.
I love philanthropic work and giving back to my community. I'm really not interested in politics, but I have a full-time job working in the fashion industry, which is very much different, but a big part of my life is still giving back to others and through community service. My modeling, I started when I was younger doing some child modeling, so to speak, but I've always had a very big and outgoing personality and loved being in front of the camera, and I wanted to turn it into a career. I was not sure how to, but eventually I came in contact with the right people and started booking some work, which was great, and I only have positive things to say about the modeling industry and my time modeling.
Some of the awards, there are so many of them. Which one are you most proud of, if any?
I don't know if there's one that is most impactful, but something that I am very proud of is that I am a recipient of both, or all three, the bronze, silver, and gold volunteer service presidential awards from President Barack Obama and Donald Trump, I believe. And the volunteer presidential service awards is you have to complete over a certain hours of community service to qualify for that, and then you are recognized by the president. Not in person, it's a certificate, and they give you a pin, but it's still a very cool honor knowing that someone so high up in our nation and our leaders have recognized you. A lot of it I didn't know, but I was doing a lot of community service, and for me it was never about the award, but then people would tell us, hey, like, if you've done over 100 hours of community service, you should qualify for this award and submit your paperwork and see if anything comes about. So that's how that happened. It was more word of mouth rather than me seeking out getting an award. And then just thinking of the awards that I have been able to receive, another very proud moment was when I received a citation from Assemblywoman Melissa Miller, and that was in Albany on the floor, which was really cool to see. That was the first time that I went and was recognized in front of all the officials. Even though I'm in the fashion industry right now, I would love to find a way that I can help others and combine my love of fashion. So growing up, I always, it was instilled in me that, giving back is important, to give back to people that might not have as much as you do. But I also started pageantry, and for people that don't know all about pageantry, I was never involved in anything like toddlers and tiaras. I call it more like the Miss America style pageants, where everyone has a platform. Mine always happened to be anti-bullying, and you do in-person interview, and it was about strengthening your speaking skills, and quite the opposite of toddlers and tiaras is what I'm trying to say. But through pageants, they really encourage you to give back to your community and do community service. So pageants definitely helped me find out that I have a love for community service.
What do you do in fashion work? What's your gig?
Right now, working my way up, I am a PR and marketing assistant for a women's evening wear company.
What's that job entail? Describe it to me.
We do a lot.
All I got is Devil Wears Prada, so I have no reference.
A little, it's honestly a little bit like that. PR and marketing, we're trying to get the positive word out there to the public about our brand, but we also want all eyes on us. So we're doing a lot of influencer and celebrity outreach, where we will contact people, or they'll contact us, hey, we want you to wear our dress, or they want to wear our dress. We'll send it out to them for the Grammys and the Oscars, and they'll do that. We also, in PR, plan a lot of events. We did Fashion Week in September, and we're going to be doing something for Bridal Fashion Week coming up. So there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of communicating with other people, which is something that I really like.
Like calling you guys and saying, hey, I have 1 million followers, give me a dress, or is it a nicer interaction? It's
both. There are some people that just find my email and say, hey, I have a random wedding in Miami that I'm going to, can I borrow a dress? And then there's some people that ask to borrow an outfit and want to also be paid for it, which is just interesting in itself. But then there are people that we reach out to saying, hi, we know you're doing a book tour or have a concert coming up, and we would love to dress you in exchange for you posting on social media. So sometimes it is that if we give you an outfit, you'll help us out in return by posting about it and saying that you love our brand. But sometimes it's completely organic, where an influencer just buys one of our outfits on their own and decides to wear it and promote it themselves.
You have somebody saying, hey, give me the dress, and pay me to wear it.
And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, if they are big enough, we do pay them because we know that if they have over a certain amount of followers, that we're going to gain something great out of that. But that's not something we do all the time. People like that will just give them the dress for free.
You ever had anybody try to threaten or strong arm you guys to give them something?
Not that I've experienced, no. But I also only started my professional full-time career in fashion in June, so it's felt like a long time, but it also hasn't been.
The things you're involved with, what's your favorite?
I definitely, I mean, all of them I love. I love working in the fashion industry. There are its pros and cons, like you said, The Devil Wears Prada. I'm not gonna lie, it's like that sometimes. But I also love the modeling and pageant industry, and even if I'm not always involved in it, I love helping out. I am not planning on doing another pageant anytime soon because it is very time consuming, but I do credit a lot of my success to pageants.
Anti-bullying work is obviously a passion.
Yes, 100%, and that's something that I hope to continue doing on a larger scale.
Like the talks you do and stuff, do you record them?
I do not record, no. The hard thing is, I guess, having everyone sign off on that. Because I think there are some parents that are fine with having their kids, like, on the internet, and there are others that don't want them to be, and especially if it's school or something like that, I just think they're a little more hesitant.
I might have misunderstood. What I meant was maybe the camera's aimed at you solely while you're speaking. But if the children are involved, then I would, I'd take pause as well. So,
Yes.
the mental health stuff, I've been putting a lot of stuff on mental health on my TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, I think everyone shows emotion differently, and I don't think that's a bad thing because out of my friends, I mean, I'm someone that like wears my heart on my sleeve and I do show emotion, which I think is good and bad, but I don't think there's anything wrong if you don't show it out in the open.
Los hombres no lloran. You know what that means?
I do not know.
Boys don't cry.
Interesting, because when I think about like my life, I think about being brought up in a different way. Like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm someone that talks about my emotions a lot and what I am going through, but I also, not afraid to say it. I've been in therapy for a long time. I think it's very beneficial, and it can only help you, and I think everyone can benefit from therapy, and I think that's one of the reasons that I'm so open about things that I've gone through.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you and, getting to know you. And, if there's anything you want to plug, let people know about, please do so.
So just a little more about my organization, and that it is a 501c3, and we're giving kids the tools they need to be confident in who they are while teaching kindness to themselves and others in their community, and also putting an emphasis that everyone has the right to be respected for who they are, no matter where they come from and who they are. My nonprofit does a lot of things that you can get involved in. I go into schools and I talk to kids about the importance of anti-bullying and mental health. But I also do a mentorship program where I help mentor kids, and I hold teen empowerment workshops where I show people leadership skills and really how to be comfortable in your own skin. I also offer an unfiltered photo shoot, mainly for girls, and that is to teach them the importance of raw, authentic beauty. And I do custom workshops. I do workshops for parents and educators on how to be safe on social media. So under my organization, there's a large umbrella, and there's a lot going on that if people want to get involved, they can. In June, I want to say, I came out with a book. It's called A Day in My Shoes. It is about a boy named Jack who is a bully and bullies others.
By the way, I did read the sample on Amazon, and that principle is going in.
Yeah, so it's about a boy that's a bully, and he is told by his principal kind of as a punishment, but not really. It's more of a learning lesson that he has to spend a day with both of the kids that he bullies, and he realizes the importance of kindness and empathy. And I created that as a teaching tool to be used in schools. A lot of times, especially with younger kids, when I go into schools and talk about anti-bullying, I like to bring a book to read. I don't want to say that there's no good books out there. There definitely is. I just haven't found it or got my hands on it yet. I'm someone that very much, if I don't find something that I like, I will take it upon myself to create it myself. So I couldn't find a great book to bring into schools. So I started brainstorming and wrote a book myself that I could bring into schools and use as a teaching tool. And yes, that is available on Amazon, and it is called A Day in My Shoes.
It's been a pleasure. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, for sure.
Great chatting with you.
You are listening to the NYC Talking podcast. www.nyctalking.com. Please like NYC Talking on Facebook. Please follow Angel R Talk on Twitter and Instagram. We are NYC Talking, the realest lifestyle blog ever. Thanks for listening.